Morning, this is Steve Sines, your ATL Sherpa. I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of one of my new websites. This is a new educational tool that I've created to help people explore ATL. This one is called the Atlanta History Map, and the URL is atlhistorymap.com. That will take you directly to this website. But you can see this beautiful photograph of one of my favorite historical markers in the city. It's called Thrasherville, where Atlanta began. And this one is right downtown in front of the Georgia Bar building on Marietta Street. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit about this website and kind of give you a walkthrough so you can get a sense of what's here and hopefully get more out of it. But you can see the different pages over here on the left, and we'll go to some of these. But what I've created here is a map, a interactive map, which is right here on the homepage. If you scroll down, you'll see it right here, that has all of the historical markers, the location of all the historical markers in the city of Atlanta. And that's what all these little icons are here. You can zoom in, and I would recommend that you zoom in because there's a lot of them. So these little zoom controls at the bottom here, watch if we zoom in here, you'll notice that it's a lot easier to read. But the main feature of this map you'll find in the legend. And the legend you can access by clicking on this little box over here next to the title with the arrow. If you click on the arrow, it brings the legend in, and you can get rid of the legend by doing the opposite. Just click on the out arrow. Anyway, let me open this legend here and kind of show you what's here, because this is where all the good stuff is. Um, First of all, the list of historical markers is right here. If you want to see them all, you just click on that little down arrow, that little caret there, and it will bring up the entire list of all of the markers. And you can click on one of the names, and it'll open up another panel and give you more information and a link to get more information about that marker and its location and everything else. You can collapse the list by clicking on the up arrow, and that brings it back up here. But here's where the good stuff is. You see all these check boxes along the left over here? These are 9 different tour routes that I've added to the map. I designed these. These are different tours based on different parts of the city. Okay. So all you have to do is check the box, and it will add that tour route to the map, as you can see right here with the blue. And again, I would highly recommend that you can, by the way, you can use your scrolling uh, button on your mouse to zoom in and zoom out, or you can also go back. You'll have to collapse the legend, but that will reveal the zoom in and zoom out controls back over here. But if we zoom in quite a bit, and I'm going to bring the legend back into play here, you can see the different stops. And by the way, you can expand the list of stops by clicking on the down arrow there for the downtown tour. You can see that I added the mileage of this tour. So in this case, this would be, hopefully you can walk 3 miles. It's a very walkable tour, but it's also can be biked, and you could drive it if you wanted to. And what I did here was I just selected what I considered to be 10 of the most, well, 9 of the most interesting and most important landmarks or points of interest that are marked by historical markers in the downtown area. So starting with that Thrasherville marker that I just talked about a minute ago, the birthplace of Coca-Cola, the 0 mile post, and so forth. In all cases, in all 9 of these tours that I've created, I end them, or the last stop is a restaurant or a bar, someplace where you can get something to eat or something to drink, which is important if you're going to be out exploring the city. You have to stay refreshed and stay replenished. So you got to eat and drink, and that makes it a lot more fun too. But anyway, check this out. Spend some time with this. We'll collapse that list. We'll uncheck downtown. Let's go over here to the Battle of Atlanta began here. So I'm just going to give you one more example. Again, we'll expand the list. You can see all the different stops. This, if we want to, we'll have to scroll. scroll out a little bit. This is over in East Atlanta. So here's the route. Now, this one's a little bit longer here, but you can see here. Oops, I didn't mean to uncheck that. But the Battle of Atlanta began here, and it starts at this. There's an interpretive sign right there in the heart of East Atlanta Village, which is where Flat Shoals is, literally where it crosses Glenwood Avenue and Flat Shoals, in front of Joe's Coffee Shop, if you know where that is. There is a historical marker there that talks about the Battle of Atlanta. And the reason that marker is there is because that is ground zero for where the Battle of Atlanta began, right? So what this tour does, starts there, and then it takes you to a series of markers all the way down. Now this one's a little bit longer. This is, probably, I forgot what the mileage is on this one, but it's quite a few miles. So you may want to, bike this one or drive it, but it's fascinating. And if you read the markers along the way, you will begin to get a sense of what happened there. This was a major Civil War battle that took place right there in East Atlanta, literally the turning point of the Civil War. And so, just fascinating story that you can kind of bring it alive and connect all the dots when you go out there and start exploring the city with these markers. So there's a little taste of what's here. Let's go over here on the left over here. You'll go to some of these other pages on the website about the markers. Here I talk about the marker program. There's a couple of organizations. You can see where I got the data for this. The Georgia Historical Society is the main organization in the state that is responsible for maintaining the markers. They actually have their own database as well, and I've linked all of this here on this webpage. So spend some time here on this page, which is called About the Markers, because you'll find some really interesting information about the background of the program and how it's managed and all of that. Photos and videos. These are some photos and videos that I've taken over the years, different groups that I've taken out. You'll find some really interesting videos and photos here. You can scroll through them here. This is over in that area that I was just talking about, where the Battle of Atlanta. This is an interesting marker right here. That's right there at the end of Clay Street, where it comes out on a Memorial Drive. If you know that area, there's a blue house that was renovated a couple of years ago. That's very well done. So it's a beautiful house up on the hill there. This is literally where the Battle of Atlanta began. And you'll read and learn all about that if you go through and read the markers and do that tour. And then I've added some videos that I've taken and recorded at some of these markers. There's some really interesting stuff here. So if you want to just stay at home and do some exploring, you've got a bunch of really, really interesting information here. If you want to watch these videos, that you can sort of tour the city vicariously through these videos. And then this next list here, this next item on the menu, Explore ATL Touring Maps. If you click on that link, I'm not going to because it's going to take us to another website, but that's a dashboard that I created that has access to a couple of dozen websites like this one that are tools, educational tools for people to explore the city of Atlanta. And I've actually recorded a separate video that's a walkthrough of that website. But if you click on that link, Explore ATL Touring Maps, it will take you over to that website. And then I've got links to my public tours, which I don't do very many these days, just a couple of a year. But if you click on that link, you'll find the calendar for any upcoming tours that I might be doing. Private tours, I am still doing some private tours. If you're interested in that, feel free to click on that and you'll get some information about that. And then the last link is to link to my podcast and newsletter, which is atlsherpa.com. So anyway, I hope you spend some time here. Again, to get back to the main map, click on the home link, and that's where you'll find the touring map. Be sure to spend some time here in this legend and just click on each of these individual tours and you'll see them pop up on the map and have fun exploring. This is really one of the best ways to get out there and learn about the city. Hope you find this helpful. Please share it with your friends. This is Steve, your ATL Sherpa.